together. So as much as possible, they do their best to keep them apart.
What do you mean by they do their best to keep them apart?
Pardon?
What do you mean by they do their best to keep them apart?
So they find ways and means of, influences on needy members not to agree to their unity. Because you look at elections from 2004, 2008, it is clear that if you total the votes of their parliamentary candidates, it is clear that only half vote for their various presidential candidates, and that the rest actually vote for either the NDC or the MPP. So why shouldn't they be want to get them apart, able to collect those votes?
Okay, once this thing, let's assume this thing comes to pass, the two parties, say CPP and PNC, come together, how soon can they win an election?
I think that they come together for 2012. I mean, I'll be surprised if they win. But they come together collectively, they can get 6-8%, and that will push it straight to runoff. I mean, any other party or group of parties, apart from the two who gets 5 to 6%, will push the elections into a runoff.
Okay. So, apart from the measure that is being proposed, by which atta-kusi Indium has threatened not to be a part of the activities of the CPP in 2012, is there any other mean? I mean, if this measure is not possible, does that mean that the hope of a possible displacement of the MPP and NDC is gone forever?
Well, I think that the grassroots swell will definitely compel them, and those people who sit in Accra and make noise on radio and call press conference, they will be left clutching a paper called either the CPP or the PSC. The grassroots will just force them and they will be left behind.
Okay, so you don't think that it's possible that any of these will displace the MPP without a measure?
Well, I think that there will be a measure. Given the ground, I think that there will be a measure between the two parties.
Okay.
And I think those leading members who are being used to divide them apart had better take note.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyway, Ben-ephson is a poster and managing editor of the Daily Dispatch newspaper, telling us exactly what he thinks of the proposal of a measure between the CPP and the PNC. Bernard Mona, who is the General Secretary of the PNC, or the People's National Convention, had hinted some time ago that the PNC was trying to secure measures with all the compromised parties and not just with CPP alone. We'll try to go there and find out what the status of that proposal is for you on your Community Watch. It's 10 minutes after 8. This is your Community Watch on Focus 94.3. In a short while, we'll be going into discussion of the following. Just as we discussed, whether or not it's possible for the PNC and other compromised parties like the CPP to merge before 2012, and even if it's possible, what or how effective will it be in respect of displacing the MPP or the NDC from winning another round of election in this country? The future of the New Patriotic Party will be delved into after the peace talks. The MPP is going for Congress on the 7th of August. All these will be delve into them and try to find out how possible some of the allegations that have come up. I'll go into them for you in a short while. Your new Community Watch on Focus 94.3. President Moses has called on banks to reduce interest rate as prime rate has gone down. He says that they should reduce it to reflect the current economic condition. How is the current economic condition? Inflation has gone down to about 9.52%. The Bank of Ghana has predicted an end-of-year inflation at 9.2%. Prime rate has gone down from 15% to 13.5%, and a whole lot of others. How well will or how soon will banks respond? How soon do you expect banks to respond to them? 1406, type F, leave a space and follow with your message. Mr. Gordon-newlove-Asamoah, a business school lecturer here at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, said that there's no other means or way of ensuring that the banks reduce interest rate apart from competition. So we'll go into that also here on your Community Watch on Focus 94.3. We had Halidu Ibrahim reporting to us of the current state of the upward review or reports of upward review of the grading system of the University of Ghana, Legon. All this is what we seek to do here on your Community Watch, giving you information that we judge you need. It's 12 minutes after 8. In a short while, we'll zoom into a discussion of major issues here on your Community Watch. And definitely that is what makes up your Community Watch on Focus 94.3. It's 16 minutes after 8 tonight on the 21st of July 2010. Of course, you're still on 94.3 Focus FM. It's 20 minutes after 8 tonight on the 21st of July 2010. This is your Community Watch. We should be going into discussion of issues that we've mentioned up here. Still waiting for Georgia J, Adatiko Kubuafu, and the rest of the crew to be in here with us. But we've been joined by Jones Champong right here with us. Jones, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
By His grace, I'm doing fine. You?
I'm Michael Chris. Jones, you're a student here, right?
Sorry?
You're a student here?
Yeah, I'm a student.
Okay. Now your colleague university, the University of Ghana, is reviewing upward the grading system. According to a report, not official though, as in the SRC of the University of Ghana, according to the PRO, have not received any official report on this. But look at the scenario and see what you think. How good or how will this help students as a student?
Well, actually, with the review, I think it is the content that is needed. The content of the review. So, whether the classroom work will be taken much, it will be considered much, okay, or whether their examination will be changed or whatever. So, I think it's the content that needs to be looked at.
Okay, the context. According to the university, according to the report that was filed by cdfmonline.com, they are moving from 70% to 80%. It means you'd have to score 80%. How would that relate to yours here? How much you score here?
Here we score 70.
70 for grade A.
For A.
Okay.
And I think that's what I'm talking about. You see, with this 70, maybe the classroom work entails a lot. Maybe it will be 40 for classroom, and maybe 60 or 70 for examination. And also in the classroom, maybe a lot of tests will be taken, so that in case you miss a test, you will be granted the opportunity to take another one, which will make up for the lost one. So it's the uprising of the grading system doesn't matter, but the content is what we should look at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but looking at how our education is, most students complain of teaching or learning in the classrooms being too theoretical. How will such a rise in grading system help in respect of practical training of the student?
Well, that's also another issue, you see, which is called the Baba system of learning. You just chew everything, then you go to the examination hall to pour out what you've learned. And I think that one is a major problem on its own, which needs to be taken a look at.
Okay, so thank you very much. That's coming from Jones Champong. He's here with the Focus FM's news crew. This is your Community Watch on Focus 94.3. It's 23 minutes after 8. Give me a minute, I'll be back. Well, okay, so this is still your Community Watch on Focus 94.3. It's 24 minutes after 8. Douglas Ukpuku has also joined us here in the studio. So Douglas, good evening.
Good evening, Atta.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine.
You're a student?
Yeah, student of Kenya.
Which year exactly?
Second year, third year.
Okay, what do you make of a rise or a possible rise, reports of a rise in grading system of the University of Ghana?
Oh, to me, I think it's cool. It's cool, like 70 going to 8. If only they'll be changing the course. To me, I see it as when we come here with a 70 thing, it's 30-40, whereby the 30 is for mid-sem only, for the mid-semester. So if you don't do well in the mid-semester, it means you are not going to sail through to the 70. But if it goes to 80, I think it will be 40-40, and it won't be only mid-sem. Certainly, they will be doing assignment like the UCC. They do a lot of quizzes. So it's kind of the quizzes pushes you. The quizzes push you a lot, and you are not. So at the end of the semester, you just add the exam to it, and you sail through. So I don't see the 80 as a big problem. I see it as when the 80 comes and they bring in the quizzes, it will help students to really go up.
Okay. Would you also ascribe to the argument that university